Well, hey everybody, happy Friday, I guess. Happy Friday. Or Friday's happy? I don't know. Welcome, welcome. Apple. Whew. And Meta. Dang. That was a reaction, right? And did you see the jobs report? I mean, whew. I guess take that number and double it, you know? Uh Biden's gotta have his strong economy, I guess, regardless. Everybody be danged. Kimberly's here. Welcome, everybody. If you want to chat on the stream with me, talk about this jobs report, talk about Apple, talk about Amazon, Meta, whatever it is, throw your click the button over here. Be a subscriber. Throw a click right over there. And a few seconds later, you can chat on the live stream while I'm live. If you're tuning in later in the day, not in the morning on Eastern time, in other words, like I don't know how people have gotten a little confused lately, but I'm live in the morning. It's Morning Monster, and I am in Eastern time in the United States. So if you're tuning in later in the day, leave me a comment down below. The chat is not live. I'm not live later in the day, just in the morning. So good morning, everybody. Craig, George, Philip, David, Andreas, Sergio, Rob, Mark, Michael, Brian, Robert. Don't recognize your name, but welcome. Donald, Darren, JB, Svenborn. Good to see you, my man. Francois, Andreas, PD, Jason, Alan, Don, Goose is here. Lieutenant Colonel Goose, Rongamer, over there at Tesla, Tara, Van, Carlene. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Eric, good morning. I don't recognize your name either. Merle, and golly, man. I guess let's pitter patter. Let's get at her, right? Got lots of stuff. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. All right. I don't always get it right. Apple, I thought might pop. I put a little 10 contract, $300 gamble on it, and looks like we're gonna blow that one out. But the thing is, I bought March for a reason. So we'll see what happens here. Anyway, past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get them right again. Sometimes I get it wrong, and sometimes I get lucky. We'll see. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. All right? Don't buy anything from gurus. Don't buy anything. Come on. Most people out there are just trying to make your money some of their money. I mean, think about it, right? Nobody's watching out for your money like you do. So don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy bonds, don't buy cryptos. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. Unless you know what you're doing, you got a plan, and you have a good idea what it's going to do. And don't knife catch. All right? It's not about being wrong doesn't cost you the money. It's staying wrong. Don't stay wrong. Don't be like, I'm going to buy this Apple on a drop, and if it drops on further, I'm going to buy more. That is a false thinking. It's a very dangerous game right there. Very dangerous. If you desire personal financial advice, though, some personal advice based on your situation, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor that has a fiduciary duty to give you advice based on your situation. And remember, make sure you trust them too. They can be full of crap. Everybody out there, nobody watches out for your money like you do. Nobody watches out for number one like number one. I promise. Not even me. I'm not going to care about your money nearly as much as you do. And same with any financial advisor. Even though you're paying them to care, I mean, it's pretty bad when you got to pay somebody to care. I do this every day because I'm trying to help other people at all times. Trying. It's a struggle every day. So we see jobs. Look at this. Look at this ridiculous thing. 187K. 353. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Average hour earnings are up. What the heck is going on here? I mean, what the heck is going on? This is, I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I have a feeling Biden's got to get his numbers no matter what, right? We gotta prove it's a strong economy. If you doubt it, guess what? We're gonna make it strong. We're gonna cook the books until it is. Fake it till you make it, right? I don't know. That fits with the narrative, not cutting rates. We got to keep this thing under control. Their government spending picks up, it's going to make inflation rise. Got to keep that GDP high. We're going to pay the piper. There is a banking problem brewing. I don't know if it's going to come apart sooner or later. CRE, the problem I've been talking about for, 2 years almost? Or a year, more than a year. I don't even know. I started talking about it in 2002. What is that now? Almost 2 years? CRE. That New York bank that kind of had big problems this week. CRE, commercial real estate. We got a problem. And I'm telling you, I've talked about all the different things. Boomers owning 2.5 properties per person on average. They're going to have to start liquidating. And what's this going to do? Anyway. So, next week, what do we got cooking? Next week? That's welcome to February. So next week we've got, that's interesting, Powell speaking on Sunday. Interesting. Guess he working on the weekend. Got ISM services. Nothing pre-market on Monday. That's always good. Just love to come in at volatility, right? So ISM services PMI coming in on Monday at 10. We've got not much on Tuesday. It's going to be a benign week, looks like, maybe. The Fed members popping out, starting to speak. That's always like, what are they going to try to convince us of? And then Thursday, got some unemployment and nothing Thursday. So next week, pretty benign week for economic news. And then the week after that, CPI, PPI. Where's the PPI? Come on. CPI? No PPI on the next day? That's interesting. And core retail sales, Empire State. Well, that's weird. Huh. I bet PPI comes out on Wednesday. But they just don't have it on here. Oh, it's out on Friday. There it is. All right. So get a benign week next week, and then some fun stuff on the following week. So keep coming back. We'll go through it all. And Goose likes to talk about the Valentine's Day massacre that typically happens. We'll see if that plays out. Thursday doesn't really. I mean, we got core retail sales, Empire State retail sales. I mean, if this CPI starts rocking higher, this inflation number, Powell was talking about the core. I mean, he was really focused on that core CPI when he was talking on Wednesday. If you didn't listen to the speech, he basically said, we're not cutting rates in March, and I'm really focused on this core CPI, which is kind of amusing because it cuts out all the stuff we spend money on, and it just has like rents and energy, basically. I don't know. Whatever. If gasoline starts taking off, like, it's going to wreck the CPI numbers because they've cut everything else out. But everything else is what's soaring higher. So, and then PPI will probably just come in benign, expecting 0. CPI expecting 3.3 year over year, 3.4. That's what he's trying to get under control there. That year over year, trying to get that to 2, and to stay at 2, not just be in the ballpark at 2. Anyway, welcome to the conversation. So that's what we got. And check in with the Bitcoin halving. We've got 11,000 blocks to go, about 77 days. It's the next fun event coming up in Bitcoin. But if you're here for Apple, Amazon, Meta, Apple, look at that. We popped and we dropped, and we just been hanging right above this 180. And on the daily chart, that puts us right at the bottom of the roadmap line there, just above these lows from the other day. We get below that 179. could be in for a bigger downtrend. We could go down here, 160. Goose, don't stay wrong. Telling you, my man. Anyway. There we go. No, Powell was talking about going under 2. Like he wanted it to be a consistent 2. 2.9 was not considered 2. He wanted to be a consistent 2. He was very adamant about it in his speech. So he was like, if we go under 2, that'll be just fine because we want to have a sustainable 2. Flat, even, not, in the 2s. He wants to have a sustainable 2% inflation. I don't know. I think out of the last 30 years, we've hit it like three months or something like that out of the last 30 years. Hit right on 2. So we tend to all over the place. It's controlling inflation is ridiculous. I mean, it's like you have to quit printing money to get rid of inflation. And that's just not that's not the game. It's not the game. Meta, look at this ridiculousness. Look at this ridiculous. That thing popping. I mean, I should have guessed that we would do that. Up like 18%. Pretty freaking crazy. 16% currently. Pre-market. My target for Meta, lest you forget, was up here. Looking for that 1272 extension right up there at 570. So one way or another, we're probably heading up here. We probably need a pullback because that's a wicked move. But hey, we can keep ripping. There's no real resistance between here and there. Amazon looks like it may be on a trip up to the top. We do have this prior resistance right over here that looks like we've hit into this morning. Right over there, right at 170. We get through that, probably going up to a new high. And if we can break the high, puts odds to taking an extension to 239. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's see what happens. But Apple just messing around. Just messing around at 180. Like I said, we get below that 179 area. Maybe heading on down. FNGU, this thing pre-market popping right back up to that 1618. Resistance. Once, twice. Are we going to break through or are we going to retrace it out? We're seeing a little weakness in the market, pre-market here. If you weren't paying attention, ES is taking back almost the entirety of the overnight move. Look at that. Popped on Apple and coming right back down. Closed at 4 o'clock. Look how close we are to taking that whole thing back. That could have been a B wave, and we could go down for a C wave. And Q, not nearly as enthusiastic, making a lower high. Not quite taking the full move back from 4 p.m. close. We get below that. Watch out below. Russell, look at that. That's pretty wicked. I actually went. I'm actually short Russell futures right now because look, I expect that to happen. I'm pretty confident with 2 giant blue arrows at this point. Probably going to go down at least to the roadmap line, or at least down to this 1880 area. Maybe like, well, JT, how do you trade that, right? How do you trade that? Look, right here. It'd be at least this 185 area, if not 182. There's the market open, and do we push it lower? Go, go, go. So S&P 500 popping up, opening higher, but watch for the flush. Watch for the flush. ES is the S&P 500. That's the futures, if you didn't know. They trade almost 24 hours a day. And SPX is the cash index. And if you're like, woo, cash index kind of pricey, well, you can trade XSP and right there. Now, you can only trade options on this baby. You cannot buy shares. It's just an index. So if you wanted to buy shares, SPY is your weapon of choice, and the price is slightly different, but very close. So NQ, if you're wondering what that is, that's QQQ right here. And there's all the QQQ derivatives if you wanted to short that baby or whatever it is. I'm not sold on a rocket ship out of here. This is kind of topping action. When the numbers are all made up, be careful. It's your money. All right. Russell, look at that baby go. I'm liking it. I'm actually, this is the one I'm trading. This is a micro Russell and same prices. 1/10 the size for the risk. And oil, look at that. Probably coming back down. We're going to make a lower low. Not doing that. Yeah. Wrecked a good opportunity, but we're going to head on down. So oil at this point, probably coming down. Back to the bottom. Let's see. Delete that one. Grab that one. Pull it up here. May go down to 65 on the next go. So short oil is probably the play. That's why. Now it can do just like Bitcoin and do this little like drop it, fake out. We're gonna rally. Oh, resistance. Then do that. Maybe like JT, what are you talking about Bitcoin? Look. Same pattern. There's the trend line, right? Break down, pop up. And my trend line's all goofed up for whatever reason. It's not in the right place. I love how this thing moves around every day. Whoop. There we go. Right there. Broke down, popped up, hit the resistance. Down would be, I kind of expect this to take a few more days here. But down looks like where we're going to go. Probably coming down here. Ethereum, same pattern, broke down, retrace, probably coming down. Dollar, and Amazon already gave back half. Yeah, it's probably fully cooked. I mean, I'll get back to the fine tuning the stocks here in a second. Now that they're open, look at that pop. Oh man, look at that. Crushing gold. Gold's probably coming down here. Failing to break out. It's probably the retrace, and look at this right here. That low, yeah, low. Right at 618. Touch the 786. It's kind of a measured bounce, and God love it. God love it all. Yeah, it puts us right on path. Right on the path. Looks like we may get a pretty good correction in the market. Be careful out there. You know, it's your money. All right. I'm just saying, just be careful. All right. We don't have to retrace anything. Meta showing some weakness on that pop. Amazon, you know, I don't know, Goose. I mean, that's half the pop. Be careful out there. Sitting in resistance. Can it go higher? Sure. Can things be irrational? Sure. Apple. Ooh. Pushing the lowest low. That makes that So why did I think this may go lower? Because look, this whole thing's been corrective since back here in July. Like when we popped up here, sure, we made a higher high, but this was not bullish. This was like corrective, corrective. And this thing can go way on down here. Please be careful. It's your money. Don't stay wrong. All right, FNGU, we already talked about the fact it's back up to the target there. And it's just not much no opportunity there for now, for me. I hunt for certain patterns, and wow. That's a leverage thing. Be careful on that stuff. That's all I gotta say there is just wow and be careful. I mean, look at that. Giant gap down on the dividend. That was a rebalance paying out $40. And then took it right back up. Golly, man. Whew. Wow. On a dividend adjustment basis, look at that thing go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. MDB, yeah, just still chopping. SMCI, still going exponential. Where does it stop? I don't know. Maybe at 687. They can keep being irrational. They don't have to pull back. Like when I say they're stupid, it's stupid for me. I'm not going to trade it. And I highly, highly encourage you not to chase stuff that's doing stupid stuff. Like you can lose money so fast. I mean, look at this. See how it went up to 58, then right back down to 32. Now it's popping again. This may do a 618 climb again. It may find resistance right here at 48. And then do a bigger down. Right, this can climb right up in here. And then do that. Like, it's not magic, all right? This stuff all does the same kind of bull crap. Now we put it right back down to 20. It's highly likely to come back down in this 20 area. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not till May. We'll see, all right? We'll see. I've seen these things before. Like, we can go through tons of them. Everybody's like, it's never coming back, right? It's never going to come down again. Look at this. Look. They can be stupid irrational. I mean, look. You see that, right? Went all the way up to 300. You know what happened? All the way back down to $2. We can look at them over and over and over. Anybody remember this one? Right up there. All the way back down. This one did a split in here, so it messes with the numbers, but did a 4-for-1 split. So this was actually like 400. Going down in a blaze of glory. Seen it before. It's happening again. Bubbles come to an end. I mean, how many super micro computers are you buying? None. They're not every consumer. I mean, sure, lots of companies are clients, but what happens when everybody's got their fill? I mean, it's not like a reoccurring purchase. You don't buy $1 million computers every day. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Clorox, nice pop, but that's still in a sideways chop. Nvidia, look, I mean, look. I don't care if Meta's buying $10 billion worth of GPUs or not. Some point, gosh, we're at the bottom of my target zone. Oh, man, this one, I drew this big target up here a long time ago, and watch out when we get there. That can be the end. The bubble can pop. Can it blow out my bubble? Sure, it can keep going higher. All these things can keep going higher. S&P can keep going higher, even though we're in the zone. I mean, we can head right on up to that 5150 area, the extension of this whole big thing. But the probability gets to be that we're going to do a pullback. And the longer we prolong doing that, the worse it's going to be when we do it. Just remember, it's going to be wicked. Everybody's going to think we're burning it down. We're going to zero. Like the stories. I can already hear the stories. It was only October when we were talking about we're going to have the biggest crash in history. And then we go rocketing off. Now everybody's like, oh, the bull party's never going to end. How quickly we forget where we were. ANET, resistance, 277. Next one up, 295. The higher this thing goes, the bigger the pullback's going to be. CI, that one looks like maybe on a breakout to head up to 365. So this one's not being ridiculous. This one, opportunity, possibly to go up to 365, possibly 400. Snow, just consolidating at the resistance. I thought we might see that. Another retrace would be nice, but we could push it on up to 226. Seems to be having a red day, some resistance so far. Opened higher, pushing a little lower. What are we going to do? If we can push on out, 260, 226. Not D-Dog. Hey, we bounced off the resistance. Next target up, 141. Don't have to. If we get below this right here, we're coming on down. But that one's got upside. Not being ridiculous. All right. There's an example. Something just being constructively moving higher. Shop. This one's not being ridiculous. We can see 87 up here. AMD getting a little rocky up here. May do an extension. That extension 193, possibly up here 220. We'll see. DEO retracing the roadmap line. If it holds like we did before, we could go down again. It looks pretty much like a giant dumpster fire. Alcoholic beverages, huh? What do they sell? Johnny Walker Crown Royal. Smirnoff. All right. You know what's interesting is that Generation Z doesn't drink alcohol. And alcohol companies are trying to figure out how to... I mean, it's not like none of them do. It's just you compare it to boomers, Gen Xers, Z's like drink 10% of the alcohol that the other generations do. And alcohol production companies and beer production companies, they especially don't drink beer. It's that's part of the Bud Light problem. They're trying to figure out how to relate to those younger people, and they just laugh at them basically. So alcohol's got a generational problem they're gonna have to solve. It's an situation, and if you don't keep up with some of the stuff, that's the kind of nerdy crap I read and get into, like paradigm shifts in the. So it's not about. I'm not talking about fundamental stories. I'm talking about paradigm shifts. Like that could be a paradigm shift in sales of alcohol. So I'm still long Bud. Still looking for that thing to pop on out here. Looks like another consolidate. It came up shy, just shy of breaking out. Consolidating. The next move out could take us significantly higher on that one. MINM looks like a piece of garbage. That's a dumpster fire chart right there. That's not a reversal. Don't mess with that. Good stocks don't reverse split 1 for 25. I'm telling you. Good stocks don't reverse split ever. Don't, like, that's a giant, like, do not trade this, red flag. Don't get involved when you see these right here. XLC. Oh, there's a nice one. Nice, steady. Hey, that looks like a pretty good. I expect that to go up to 97. ESTC. Finding some resistance. Let's see. Yeah. Got a big resistance to work through there. That might be it for that move. We could go a little higher up into the zone. Probably get another retrace. That retrace needs to be about that big. Just like we did right there. Need to find one up here and keep on working it higher, and may do another one of those gaps and pop up here. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Right to the target. Right to the target. Beautiful. 75 next extension. TTD. That's a downtrend. Be careful. That's resistance. Be careful. It's your money. 59, 55 on the downside. Pins. I'm always looking for stuff. I mean, it's, I'm always looking. Laura, it's, sometimes they tell me, sometimes they don't. Pins. 41. Hopefully, Kimberly, did you ever put that order on? We can put it on this weekend. Probably take profit at 40, 41. Kimberly's holding some pins. EW. I mean, if you want to keep holding it, you can. But EW. That looks gnarly, man. Gnarly, man. Look at that. I'm not getting involved in that. MedTech, Charter, Communications. Look at that. That's what you see before you break down again. Watch out for something down in the 200s. Oh, man. That could go wicked lower. Team. Cable's having a problem and streaming's having a problem. It's kind of funny, like the whole. Seems like we're about to have a paradigm shift in communications. Something's gonna change. Team retracing the roadmap line. If we hold, we could pop out again. That's just nice, smooth. I don't like the overlapping, but I can just keep on chugging. Race getting a retrace. I mean, it did a ridiculous pop on the news yesterday that they're signing a new driver, whatever. The driver's going to switch brands. Watch out below. SKX. Almost back to the roadmap line. Skechers. That'd be a nice one right there if we retrace right down in here. Found support. Turn higher and go again. I mean, look, last time I did it. Time before that. It's only 2. We could go again. That's got plenty of upside to go. As long as we don't wreck the economy. CBOE. I took that. This was down. Now it took it right back. One of these. That one's going to have to retrace at some point here. More and more traders. 63 million trading accounts in the United States. 63 million. That's a pretty big market. And only 4,000 of you on my are subscribed to me. Come on. You know, make sure you're subscribed if you're watching this. I plan on keep it on. So DPST looks like we got slammed down. 1 for 10. That one decays apparently. 1 for 10. PDD coming on down to the roadmap line. TMF just chopping around. Watch for that to go down more. Indication that treasuries may be in for a little more hurting. We didn't do the bullish thing. We did a more bearish thing. I might expect this to come down to this area right here. Speaking of Bud, I heard that they have a new conservative comedian spokesman. Could help. Nah. Not going to help. Not going to help the stock price. It may help sales, but and that may ultimately help the stock price. But stock price is already set to go higher. You can put whatever story you want to it. Airbnb looks like we're going to come back to the roadmap line. Potentially having a little trouble there. Breaking out higher. Kind of got to the 1272. Would expect a retrace again. My position expired. I gave up on this after it screwed me over here. Failed to go higher. We could be building up something bullish. The target's still up here, but how long is it going to take? Might take the end of next year at this point. Tesla still consolidating at the lows. Maybe we go tap 180. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's not far away. Buy more shares at 180 if we do. Maybe I would put them at 178. Save $2. Times 5 shares, it'd be $10. I'm only buying 5 shares. Microchip, right back to the roadmap line. If we break down, could go down to 76. Be a potential extension. If we can hold that, break back above 90, going up to 97, possibly 101. NVO, that's potentially breaking into a higher channel. This might be crazy. That's setting up to go up rapidly again. I mean, it's not huge. It's 13 points, 14 points. That's the kind of, see how we were riding the bottom of the channel and we broke down, kind of riding the underneath that channel. We break back up into there, we can go up to the top of that channel. That's the that's another pattern I watch for long-term trends. TLT. Look where I drew the roadmap line. I just drew it in and it bounced off of it. That's funny to me. Anyway, I like your roadmap line better than the real one. Yeah, it's actually pretty bullish. Probably gonna go up to 102, maybe 105. I might try my hand at that one again. Actually, wouldn't be a bad attempt right there. All right, that's the end of the list. Bias for the day, super cautious. I don't like the way everything looks. This is like, so do I bet on going down? Just very, very small bets on going down. All right. Let the market prove it to you. This one's proven it to me. This one's not. This one's not. Not yet. It's a lower high, but it's not breaking down. This one's breaking down. This one's the one I have more money on right now. And I've got some protection on everything else. And it's like, why don't I have SPXS? Because that one keeps making higher highs. Why do I have some puts on TQQQ? Because this one made lower highs and lower highs twice. That's the high. Lower high here, lower high here. If we break out higher, I'll probably close some stuff or like write it off for dead. Potential to go down. This one definitely showing me we're going down, and I've got a position there. I've got the futures, and I've got some puts on IWM. All right. What do I think about everything else? There's not many opportunities right now. You gotta, I mean, for the way I trade, there's not opportunities for me right now. I'm sitting here waiting for a lot of stuff to set up. If we get a pullback, I'm gonna be like pushing the chips in. But right now, I'm just waiting for the setups. That's the hardest thing to do, is to wait for the stuff you know that's gonna happen. I mean, it's like when your pattern shows up, you gotta have the guts to jump into it, and push the chips. Take your bet. The book I'm reading, The Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. You can think all you want, but you got to place your bet to know if you're right or wrong. And on Apple, I was wrong, at least today, but I bought some time. We may prove to pop on up. Could that be all she wrote? Yeah, it could be the end of the correction there. I mean, look right here. I just want to show you another fib line here. Look, 618 right there. That makes it a measured bounce. Right in that vicinity. So you know what happens with a measured bounce? You know what happens? If you're not taking my fib class. Bum, ba, da, bum, 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 bum. Why did I buy 2 10s? Because of that. Anyway, yeah, don't stay wrong. Have a good day, everybody. Stay safe out there. You want to come join me in Discord? Link is in the description. Click the more button. Scroll down. It's like $5. You get the market roadmap line. You get this orange line. You get a list every week of stuff bouncing off of it. Potentially, set up. This past week's list. Wrong button. Right down here. I put out a weekly list every week. If you didn't know, here's the weekly list for this week right here. And sometimes there's good stuff. Sometimes none of it sets up. So have a great day, everybody. I'll see you later.